If anybody has any questions for Brennan, please pipe up.
I have a question.
Yes?
Will you stay in Vancouver for a period of time during the Olympics, or do you just go up and do your interviews, or will you be staying there and covering the whole event?
Probably stay there, because, of course, there's always the transportation back and forth. So, yeah, and I can't believe that's just so thrilling. I just love the opportunity. Yes?
Brennan, I'm from British Columbia, and I'm the media department at Tourism BC. Come get my card, and I'll hook you up with the gals there. They'll take care of you.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. What sparked your interest in journalism?
Actually, I started my newspaper just because I like to write, and I kind of knew what a newspaper was. I thought it would be cool to report the news, and a few weeks after starting my newspaper, I thought to myself, this is really cool. I need to keep doing this. So a year and a half later, now I'm a Time for Kids reporter, been an NPR, and now I am working, and now I'm learning about video journalism and social media and a little radio, and I'm still really excited. I still really love it. Well, Blue Heron, where I was supposed to go this year, Masterpiece Flows Down, is practically right down the street from me. Except if I went to public school, I would practically be missing it every day because I'm doing Time for Kids, I'm doing my newspaper, and then I would have to either skip school or not be here right now if I was in public school. Right. I go to the ICE program too.
Brennan, I am making an assumption that since you like to write, that perhaps you grew up liking to read, and I'm curious about maybe what a couple of your favorite books might be, if my assumption is correct, and if you have been permitted to or have interest in reading Twilight.
I don't know. I started reading it, and it did not quite interest me. Yes, I do love reading. I've loved reading ever since I learned to read in kindergarten. And my favorite books so far have been the Hardy Boys series, and then also the Nancy Drew series and Tom Swift series. And so when I came in third grade, I had to stop reading action stories to get onto, novels and literature. So it was kind of hard for me because I'm used to all this action, and now there's not much going on. But I got used to it, and now I love reading more than ever. Yes?
What was your first article you wrote?
My first article for my newspaper. Let's see. My first article was my house was getting remodeled. My house just started getting remodeled, and that was it. And then my next one, I think, was a new dog was on their blog. So that was the back page headline.
What's it to be a Times kid reporter?
Well, I have to credit my brother's first and second grade teacher, Dorothy Stengel, because her class subscribed to my newspaper, and every week when I brought in my newspaper, they would do nonfiction writing classes. She actually taught her kids. She would print out all my. She would just teach her kids with my. And she said it was really good nonfiction writing tools for the grades. And so a lot of classes subscribed to Time for Kids, and so they did. And when they got a little flyer inserted into the magazine saying, "Hey, be a Time for Kids reporter," she thought I would be a really good candidate. So she gave it to me. I signed it, filled it out. I gave him an issue of my newspaper, and I was selected to be one. A few months later, I was selected to be one of 22 finalists out of 400 kids. And then my next project was to make a 3-minute video all about myself, and that kind of sparked my interest in video editing. And also I had to write an article about a local hero, and that shows Andy Mackey. And so I was chosen to be one of the 12 kids out of 400 entries.
Brennan, other than Olympic athletes coming up with the Olympics or possibly the president, who would be the next big hot interview that you'd love to do?
The president, he'll be my next one. I don't know, I would like to interview Scott Simon. He's really interesting. And then I know him on Twitter, so I can Twitter him pretty much anytime where he's not busy. And then if he was still alive, I really would like to have interviewed Walter Cronkite. Because he's one of my big mentors. And right now I'm working on timelines for my class. He was the subject I chose.
Well, thank you, Brennan. We really appreciate your being here.